Okay, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Cesar Ramirez here, and I want to show you a way to build your list without using third-party software like Aweber. Or I actually had like three different email. Actually, I had four, sorry, different email builders, and it just became a hassle. And so, a couple things that you will need is number one, it's going to set you back about $100 if you want to use a plugin called MailPoet. Now, I highly recommend it because I was spending way over that with all these different companies. So we're going to use MailPoet, and then we're going to use an attachment to create a capture page as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Once you install MailPoet, you'll notice that they give you a standard email draft here, and that's your newsletters, that's your autoresponders, and they call them newsletters. Under the next tab, we have subscribers, okay, and the subscribers tab, of course, you got your lists. So if you look at my list, you'll see I've created many different lists here. Um, subscribe. These are all folks from the past I've built lists from, and I just imported them here. Pretty awesome, right? So now that your lists are in here, and I'm really just giving you an overview. How you get these lists in here is through the import feature. It's really easy. You want to export your list from a CSV file from whatever company you're using, especially the folks that are opt out. By the way, if you're using Aweber and you have folks that unsubscribed, they're charging you for holding those folks in there. So you want to make sure you take those guys that are unsubscribed out of there, and even the bounces, just delete those, and then go into a CSV file and then import them here if you want those folks to continue receiving email from you. So you can click on upload a file, choose upload file, and then you're going to pick that file that you want to upload, and then you want to choose the list that you want to put them to. That's how simple this is. The problem with this system is it doesn't tell you how to create a capture page. Therefore, I had to create my own. It does give you stats here, so this is kind of cool. It tells you how many folks have opted into whichever list that you're using. Okay, so you get all the list breakdown. I just opted in using this new page. Let me show you a form I just created. Okay, the way I've created this form is I attached another plugin called Hybrid Connect, and absolutely works perfectly. Let's go to Hybrid Connect, and I've created one list here, one campaign, I guess you would call it. They call it connectors, and it's the 10K team project. That's what I called it. If we edit this squeeze page, that's all I care about. You can do, shortcut code. You can do widgets for the side of your WordPress blog. But this is all based off of what your needs are. I'm really looking to create a squeeze page, so I'm going to edit this squeeze page here. And then you'll notice that I've created a nice box here, perfect for what I need to do. It does also a Facebook login, depending on what your needs are. I mainly care about just a box and then a login. Okay, that's all I'm asking for is a username and rather an email and a name. And so the next step is you want to enter your text. So if you look up here at the top, there's templates. And by the way, you can drag this box around anywhere you want. This is kind of nice. You have options of different types of newsletter deals. You can do weight loss, you can do weight training, a lot of different features. Okay, so a lot, music, whatever your needs are. Okay, I just took a basic template. I think I used let me see, I used the light bulb one. Let's see if it's in here. Yeah, I used this guy here. Okay, the mind hacks one, and then I entered my own text. Okay, you got to have a headline, text, and there's so many different features. You can do different bullets. Okay, you got call to action text, which is what I use here. The next one down is the button text. What do you want the button to say? Mine says next. All right, and then you got the privacy policy text, which is what you want it to say below it. So I actually took this idea from another guy that was his capture page for this business opportunity online marketing deal that I'm throwing money at, and I believe that this converted well because he's made over 300,000, with that program in a short amount of time. So this is why I'm leveraging or duplicating what his system is doing. Customizing, you can make this responsive, which is definitely needed if you're going to be doing like mobile. So you can see that you can't really tell on this device, but that's responsive. You can click on here
Responsive Hybrid Connect
and it
forms
gives you videos
explained in
too.
60 seconds or less. First, be aware that responsive forms don't really work with background images because the background image doesn't scale, and as you can see in this example, it kind of messes up the form. So it doesn't generally work with forms that use a background image. Here's a more suitable design for a responsive opt-in form, and here I can see what it looks like at different sizes. I can set a minimum and maximum width, which makes sense here to make sure it doesn't get too scrunched up or too...
Okay, so what the developer just said is if you're using an image in the background, you cannot make it responsive because it doesn't scale correctly. So keep that in mind. I'm not using a responsive image, but you can also adjust your, watch this, you can adjust your box width to where you're happy, you know. So right about there. Uh, okay, so the next step is, you have a lot of different features. So really, you just got to design it to what your needs are. You can change the colors of boxes, and you have a lot of different features. Email input features. You can change the size of the text. You can change the text font style. Text formatting, same thing. You can change the way that looks. Text positioning button, call to action box, connector drop down. Okay, you want your emails center aligned, Facebook center aligned. So that's really up to you how you want your design. The next step over is if you want to use an image in your box. Okay, you can choose a graphic. So here I'm using blue icons. Okay, if I want to make them red, I just click on red. If I want to make them white, white, yellow, etc. I'll leave them blue. And then you can do the image slide. So this is a slide picture, which is actually the light bulb that you saw earlier. I choose not to use it. I just want a clean box. And then, finally the squeeze page settings. And here's where you would adjust, enable your squeeze page box, and then what page do you want to choose on your hosting site. Okay, so if you have a page that you're not using, or you can create a new one, you can see I have one called test. I was testing it out. It doesn't ever show up on my main blog. This actually overrides your main blog's theme and creates its own look. You got squeeze background, squeeze page background color. Okay, you can change that color to be whatever you want, as you can see right there. So you got a lot of different options here to make this really nice. You want to use gradient, you can do that, but I'm just going to leave mine plain white. Um, Actually, let me try a nice yellow. I was kind of thinking beige with a white box would look cool. So right about there. Just a lot lighter right there. Okay, and then you want to align to the top of the page. You can do that right here. Or they just put it in the center of the screen. So I'm going to leave mine at the center of the screen and go ahead and save this as a template. If you haven't done so already, you can save as a template. And finally, you can do save changes. My form wasn't showing up on this page until I called my hosting company and let them know, hey, you know what, this is not working. I'm getting an error page. The way I got the error was I used F12 to see why it wasn't showing up, and it turns out to be that my permissions weren't correct in my folders for my files. So the folders have to be permissions of 755. Okay, you can change those using FileZilla, or they can be yeah, the folders are 755 and the files are 644. So keep that in mind. Mine didn't work until I did that. So let me refresh this. There's my page and there's my box, and that's my capture form. So I've chosen inside of here. Let me show you the last step I did was WYSIJA was the old name for Mail Poet. And when you click on this, I'm telling it for those opt-ins, I want it to go into this box. Okay, and then for the thank you page, once they opt in, you want to send them over to whatever program or opportunity you're marketing. Okay, so in this case, I got to add my link in here, but I wanted to show you guys how to create this really simple, leveraging your leads. Okay, um, inside of MailPoet, let's go through some settings here. I think it's important before we wrap up this video. The settings for MailPoet is what's going to take in your list. Okay, and um, email notifications. For your address, I use like a post box that's close by my house. I don't really care to have my personal address on here because I'll never receive emails addresses. But you want to make sure you use your post box or whatever box you're using. Um, not emails, but rather mailing address stuff. I don't care to receive junk mail. So I'm just using a local post box. That's what I did there. Okay, for email notifications, I use my email, and then sender notifications. Of course, use your email. Subscribe in comments. Yes, I like to have your mailing list subscribe. So if you have a comment and you want them to subscribe to your stuff, I'm going to put them inside of my main site called CesarRamirez.com. And then subscribe in registration form. Registration is disabled on the site. Yeah, I don't really care to have people subscribing to my site, but you can if you want to. The option is there. Display problems, link to browser version, unsubscribe, and of course MailPoet page. The unsubscribe page would be the main default, which they create for you. All right. The next page over is forms. Okay, you can create a new form in here. I believe that you can try to break this down the coding and skip using um, rather Hybrid Connect, but I prefer to use Hybrid Connect just because of simplicity and the design format that makes the forms look really nice. I'm not going to use this feature because again, I'm using Hybrid Connect. Sign up confirmation. Okay, prevent people from being subscribed to your list unwillingly. This option ensures you to keep a clean list. So this is totally up to you what you want to do there. If you want to have them, double opt and basically confirm the email. Send with. Uh, I'm using a third-party connector called Elastic Email, which was recommended by my buddy Scott. As a matter of fact, he recommended MailPoet. And I'm actually pretty excited about getting started with this system because of how simple it is. But they'll give you all the information there, your login, your password, which ports to use, and how many emails you want to send out per hour. So that's totally what you want to adjust there. But I think if you want to just use the free method, you can go Gmail, and then your max is 500 per day. Obviously, you saw my list; it's over a few thousand, so I have to go with another option, and it's super cheap. Like it's with Elastic Email. I think as of shooting this video, let's look at the pricing. Okay, so pay for what you use as low as 9 cents for 1,000 emails. So that's pretty cheap. I mean, if we break this down, let's say you have a list of 20,000 people, okay, and that'd be 20 times 9 cents. $1.80 for every 20,000 emails you blast out. I was paying, I think for 15,000 emails, I was paying $300 with your Mailing List Pro, so it adds up pretty quick. Okay, and that's per credits over there. So this is a very good solution. So long-term wise, I'm saving myself a lot more money. Advanced. Okay, so under here you can choose, what's the permissions of people who can create newsletters and who can manage subscribers. And I just have it set to administrator. Your reply email, your default reply email. Subscribers can edit their profile, add a link to the footer, to see your own subscriber profile. You can edit that. I have that turned off. If they don't want to get emails, they can always unsubscribe. Allow HTML edits. You can choose yes or no there. Share anonymous data. I have mine set to yes. Okay, to let them improve, the software. In the industry, I have mine set to marketing and media. Okay, so depending what industry you're doing, that's what you want to edit there. And then you want to become a beta tester. I just have mine set to yes. Let's look at some add-ons. You have a lot of different options for add-ons here. Okay, if you got any of these plugins, you may consider using these. And then, balance handling. How does it work? Create an email account dedicated solely to balance handling. Fill out the form below to connect to it. Take it easy. The plugin does the rest. So balance email, host name, login, you know, connection type, and this is if to handle your balancing emails. Action notifications. When the mail is full after 3 days, do nothing or delete the user. So this is what you can definitely clean up your email list really easily. I haven't set any of this information, but I believe this is what was given to me when I paid. I don't think this was available when I didn't pay. So I think I paid 99 bucks for MailPoet, one-time fee, and gives you a year of support. But I'm telling you guys, long-term wise, this is the way you want to go to save a lot of money. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this helps you guys create your basically your opt-in pages, your capture pages without too much effort, and hopefully my help with some of those tips like the permissions folder help you out to get yours up and running, because that's what took me a long time, is trying to figure out why I wasn't displaying. Um, so now you can have really good, sexy looking capture pages, professional, and start generating that list and start making that money that your family deserves. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.